final exhale of August is cooling on our necks, a golden sigh before the shadows lengthen. I prepare my heart to wave at the fleeting bliss, watching the horizon where you used to be. For you are the tide governed by a distant moon, vanishing into the mist without a footprint left behind, leaving me anchored in the salt and the spray. And you must know I inhabit the stillness now. I am a monument of silent patience. Yes, I am tethered to this quiet home, wrapped in a garment of silent patience. I've walked the corridors of 1,000 nights, waiting for your hands to lift me from the dust. I've survived the long white ache of winter, praying for the sun of your kiss to wake the world. Now the emerald fire of spring begins to climb, and my heart learns the language of blooming once more. As the gray fades into the watercolor sky, I wait for your laughter to erupt like a sudden dawn. I am gathering every memory like harvest grain, stowing away the warmth of your touch as provisions to survive the long march of time, until you find your way back to me. And you must know I inhabit the stillness now. I am a monument of silent patience. Yes, I am tethered to this quiet hope, wrapped in a garment of silent patience. I've walked the corridors of 1,000 nights, waiting for your hands to lift me from the dust. I've survived the long white ache of winter, praying for the sun of your kiss to wake the world. In the hush of the falling dew I made, in the breath between heartbeats I wait. I am the silence, I am the patience, I am yours through every changing season, always in silent patience. They say perfection is a myth we chase, and I've become the shadow of my own disgrace. That single kiss, it wasn't a spark of a new flame, but a desperate weapon used in a losing game. I didn't seek another's touch, I sought to wound your pride, because every word we speak lately feels like a landslide. The spite has finally poisoned the air we breathe, and it's time for me to fold my hands and leave. I am hollowed out, weary of the weight of us, watching our kingdom crumble into salt and dust. No more screaming matches, no more bruised hearts. We've perfected the art of tearing each other apart. I'm too tired to speak, and you stop trying to hear. It's better to lose each other than to live in this fear. Our ghosts still haunts the places where we used to thrive. Back when our quietest whispers kept us both alive. We were a library of secrets, talking deep into the night, before we turned our intimacy into a constant fight. Now we are gravity, pulling each other to the floor, and I don't even recognize the us we were before. The bridges burn, the ashes are cold and dry. It's the kindest thing left to simply say goodbye. Watch me walk through the door we once called home, leaving the wreckage to find a path of my own. This isn't a sudden storm, but a slow dying light, a surrender we both knew was coming into sight. We should have let go moons ago, before the bitterness grew. But here at the end, I'm finally releasing you. I am hollowed out, weary of the weight of us, watching our kingdom crumble into salt and dust. No more screaming matches, no more bruised hearts. I'm too tired to speak, and you've stopped trying to hear. It's better to leave it all behind. You are the melody I wait to find, a gentle hymn for a timeless holiday. The golden stroke of sunlight on my skin, when silver clouds have led the sky astray. You are the breathless thrill of a journey planned, to where the azure waves meet the sand. A hand I've held through lifetime, steady and true, a familiar grace when the world is strange and new. You are the rhythmic pulse of summer's first rain, dancing on the leaves in a soft refrain. The amber scent of coffee in the morning air, a quiet promise that you'll be there. You're the crackle of a hearth in winter's deep, the warmth that guards the house while others sleep, a hidden cabin sheltered from the snow, where we find our peace while the wild winds blow. And every time I wander through your eyes, I find a secret language, ancient and wise. Do you feel the resonance that I feel too? That I know you, just as you've always known me. You illuminate the room like a cinematic dream, turning every shadow into a silver beam. When your lips curve into a sudden smile, 1,000 violins take flight for a mile. For your laughter is the score to every scene, the soundtrack of a life that has finally been redeemed. You are the melody I wait to find, a gentle hymn for a timeless holiday. the golden stroke of sunlight on my skin, when silver clouds have led the sky astray. You are the breathless thrill of a journey planned to where the azure waves meet the sand. A familiar grace when the world is strange and new. A timeless song that always leads to you. Yesterday was painted in shades of sun and rain, finding a hidden grace within the ordinary and mundane. But as a sudden light began to dance within your eyes, we let the world fall away and shed our old disguise. We learned to see the gold in every silver gray, and found a reason to stay in the light of the day. And now there's a quiet magic trembling in the air, a luminous glow upon the skin we share. It's a healing touch, restoring all that's been. The heavy shadows fade and the new life begins. We drift where the soft winds blow, walking on air, moving light on our tiptoes. We are the keepers of a world no one else can find, leaving the noise and the rough edges of life behind. Hand in hand we're building dreams like castles in the sand, touching the infinite with a gentle, steady hand. Beneath the willow's grace, as the branches start to chime, we lose the rhythm of the clock, we lose the track of time. And now we're climbing higher than the mountains dare to go, watching the tiny lights of the busy world below. The horizon expands, the universe fits in our palm. In the center of the storm, we have found this perfect calm. I wouldn't change a single breath, a single word you say. I wouldn't want to live my life any other way. Dreamy and breezy, we drift where the soft winds blow, walking on air, moving light on our tiptoes. We are the keepers of a world no one else can find, leaving the noise and the rough edges of life behind. Dreamy and breezy, we drift where the soft winds blow, walking on air, moving light on our tiptoes. Dreamy and breezy, on our tiptoes we go into the secret garden only we will ever know. Easy, so easy, just you and I. A breathless pause It's a strange geography, knowing I inhabit the secret corners of your mind. I trace your name from the first blush of dawn to the velvet hush of midnight, a persistent luminous joy that refuses to fade. I surrender the mundane, let my kingdoms crumble and my treasures turn to dust. I would trade every hollow possession just to anchor myself to your side. We are a beautiful accident, a miracle found in the dark. You are the solitary rose in a wild, forgotten garden, the truth that blooms when all my pretenses fall away. You are the lush canopy of mid-August, heavy with golden sun, and I have stepped out from the shadows just to whisper, it is you. It has always been you. A slow motion grace, I wrap my world around you, a sanctuary that will not break. Let the firmament fracture, let the lightning carve the sky and the thunder roar. While the world dissolves into a blur, we remain the only still point. You are the solitary rose in a wild, forgotten garden, the truth that blooms when all my pretenses fall away. You are the lush canopy of mid-August, heavy with golden sun, and I have stepped out from the shadows just to whisper, it is you. You, a soft refrain in the wind. You, the light I finally recognize. My rose, my August, my truth. I have come through the wild to say I am yours. The streets are humming with a restless sound as everyone watches the clocks turn round. You can feel the magic in the children's eyes, holding their breath for the midnight prize. The world stands still in this final wait, poised on the edge of a brand new slate. Carols are ringing and the spirits rise high. We're popping the corks as the old days die. No more tears for the battles we fought, or the tangled webs that the long year wrought. We're leaving behind every broken beat and the wild crazy rides that are now complete. So we whisper goodbye to the year that's passed, grateful for lessons but glad it's the last. I can feel the pulse of a stronger day, knowing the next one is headed our way. It's more than a change, it's a fire that's new, and I'm ready to walk every mile with you. With just 60 seconds left in the dark, everyone's waiting for the very first spark. The crowd is a sea of smiles and light, but my world is narrowing down tonight. I'm not feeling blue, I'm not looking back, 'cause I found the one thing that I used to lack. And one more minute when when the bells all ring, I'll be busy kissing you, my everything. Then the velvet sky will burst into bloom, chasing away every shadow of gloom. A million colors will rise from the sea to dance on the roofs for the world to see. A minute to midnight, the old year is gone. Wrapped in your arms, I'm ready for dawn. No more broken, no more blue, just the bright white year and you. The sky is draped in heavy velvet gray, as rivers of steel clog the roads today. I'm caught in a tide that's rising too fast, a hollow shell fleeing the echoes of the past. Just as I'm fading into the roar, drowning in the rush, miles from the shore, a stranger's smile breaks through the glass, and suddenly the shadows start to pass. Existence can be a simple breath, a day to find joy in life, not death. Carving out a sanctuary just for love, while the quiet house fits us like a glove. Watching silver stories on a monochrome screen as the clouds drift by, silent and serene in their weightless flow. Pieces of the puzzle will never align if you're forcing the sun to prematurely shine. Don't let your own shadows deceive your heart, forcing a hole when you're still apart. Let nothing steal the gold we held by a thread, nor the precious things that remain unsaid. Remember the wisdom the silence brings, the truth that lives in the smallest things. Existence can be a simple breath, a day to find joy in life, not death. Carving out a sanctuary just for love, while the quiet house fits us like a glove. Watching silver stories on a monochrome screen as the clouds drift by, silent and serene in their weightless flow. I've learned the language of your gaze and the signs that we both share. We'll board the very first carriage, no saviors do we need tonight. We're pulling back the heavy veil to let the blue sky dream the light. Tell me, can you feel the rhythm? We're drifting on the open breeze, midnight pilots carving sail until the sunrise breaks within our private sky. Let this love be the wings we take to keep our spirits high. Just you and I in a world so wide, wishing the stars were night. Though the moon may chase our shadows, she will never reach our stride. We're swift as bolts of lightning, with nowhere left to hide. There is a sacred silence here, above the heavy atmosphere. As light as feathers we ascend, where space and starlight blend. I know that you can see it too. The world's so small and far below. Midnight pilots carving through the silver. Clouded seas will sail until the sunrise breaks within our private sky. Let this love be the wings we take to keep our spirits high. Just you and I in a world so wide, wishing the stars were night. Midnight pilots lost in flight, chasing the dawn through the velvet night. Just us, always us, beyond the reach of time.
The sky is a heavy curtain of unspun wool, while the iron veins of the city are choked and full. I am a ghost caught in a clockwork tide, a brittle shell with nowhere left to hide. Just as the roar threatens to pull me under, amidst the lightning and the mechanical thunder, a stranger's kindness flickers like a spark, igniting a lantern in the gathering dark. To live is to master the art of the breath, to choose the bloom in life and not the slow death. We build our cathedral from the silence of home, safe from the currents, no longer alone. We watch the silver ghosts of a monochrome tale, while the clouds above set their weightless sail, drifting into the blue. The stars won't align if you're pulling the strings. You cannot force the winter to grow its wings. Don't let your own shadow become your wall, or try to stand tall before you've learned how to fall. The gold isn't found in the prizes we chase, but in the unwritten lines on a familiar face. Trust in the wisdom that the quietness brings, for the universe speaks in the smallest of things. To live is to master the art of the breath, to choose the bloom in life and not the slow death. We build our cathedral from the silence of home, safe from the currents, no longer alone. We watch the silver ghosts of a monochrome tale, while the clouds above set their weightless sail, drifting into the blue. Threshold is a boundary the world cannot cross here. Time is a phantom and hurry is a loss. The gears stop turning, the gravity dies, we are finally home. Beneath the open eyes of the night,
when dawn unfurls her golden thread and morning choirs wake the sky, the ghosts of doubt are finally dead beneath the light of you and I. The fears that held us melt away as we begin our brightest day. We've found the anchor for our souls, so let us hold this moment tight. If seeking truth was once our goal, we finally stepped into the light. The world may call us dreamers, lost in grace, but we see the sun on each other's face. With you beside me, the path is clear, and a radiant future is drawing near. In our hands we hold the world, we have everything we've waited for. Even when the clouds grow dark and the heavy tempests start to roar, you and I are the steady shore. We will weather every storm and more. As twilight drapes the silver world and crickets hum their evening prayer, with every hope and dream unfurled, there is no weight we cannot bear. Side by side through depth and height, our love is the flame that owns the night. We found the anchor for our souls, so let us hold this moment tight. If seeking truth was once our goal, we finally stepped into the light. The world may call us dreamers, lost in grace, but we see the sun on each other's face. With you beside me, the path is clear, and the radiant future is drawing near. We have all we need right here. No more hollow days, no more fear. Through the thunder and the rain, above the sorrow and the pain, you and I, we will remain. Imagine a vessel of splintered wood, carved from the bones of a forgotten shore. We are the cargo, the misunderstood, dancing on a hull that can hold no more. while the salt water kisses our weary feet. We trade idle whispers of the rain and the heat, ignoring the abyss that waits in the deep, while the secrets of the ocean start to see. For how many times must we drift in the dark before we steer toward a different light? How many breaths till the first golden spark shatters the iron grip of the night? How long until the day breaks? How long until the sun awakes? Imagine a cradle woven with flame, where we rest our heads on a bed of coal. The gilded ghosts play a treacherous game, chaining the spirit and blinding the soul. The pharaohs speak in a language of lies, painting the smoke as a summer surprise. Yet no voice rises to shatter the spell, as we dream in the heat of this silent hell. For how many times must we drift in the dark before we steer toward a different light? How many breaths till the first golden spark shatters the iron grip of the night? How long until the day breaks? How long until the sun awakes? Stars are weeping for the path we chose. The wind is screaming for the truth we froze. How long can we dance on the edge of the fire? How long can we live on a funeral pyre? Until the morning, until the great awakening. How long until the day? When the winter chill seizes the air and trees bow low, exhaling their frozen sighs, I didn't want to surrender to the cold alone, and not in a room where silence is the only guest, and my soul is the only shadow on the wall. So I sought a refuge, a familiar spark in the gray, and there I stumbled upon the season that is you. Two strangers with unwritten stories, yet it aches to see the blue melancholy in your eyes on this very first dawn of the year. I reached for a name etched on a paper cup, but through a serendipitous slip of a hand, the universe gave your warmth to me. Resonance lingering in becomes a shared grace, holding the winter still for just a moment. The maples bleed their gold into the sky as we walk the paths where the narrow shadows lie. We no destination calling and no dreams to chase. We find our rhythm in this quiet empty space. If time is a river, let it slip through our hands tonight. We've got hours to burn, so let's set them alight. We've got time to waste, let's waste it right. Your thoughts are drifting where the high clouds sail, following the birds on their silver southern trail. There is nothing to prove as the gold turns into blue, just the fading light and the simple truth of you. The world is in a hurry, but we've stepped out of the light. We got time to waste, let's waste it right. Yes, we got time to waste, let's waste it right. Let the stars wait, let the world turn. We're just here, watching the evening burn. I walk the path of shadows home alone, to a quiet kingdom only I have known. Tonight the truth unfurls its silver wings, revealing the secrets that the darkness brings. I shed the armor of my safe retreat, letting the walls and the wild starlight meet. I watch my heavy sorrows drift away, like paper boats upon a silent bay. Rescue the light within me, save me now. I am ready to surrender, I am ready to fall into the depths of living, into it all. Unfurl a velvet carpet, wake a rising wave. Send me a golden memory to keep me brave as I navigate the silence, going home alone. I walk the path of shadows home alone, where the seeds of love are suddenly sown, like copper pennies cast into a wishing well. I let my hopes collide and let the echoes swell. The world dissolves into a soft lunar gleam, and I find my spirit waking in a dream. A tapestry of stardust in the evening air, finding the love that was always waiting there. Rescue the light within me, save me now. I am ready to surrender. I am ready to fall into the depths of living, into it all. Unfurl a velvet carpet, wake a rising wave. Send me a golden memory to keep me brave as I navigate the silence, going home alone. From the jagged mountain of my pride I call, break my descent and catch me as I fall. Send the carpet of the wind, send the ocean's tide, with 1,000 memories